Kidz. This is the series where kids ask questions about God and the Bible to a theologian. With us today is Dr. Bennett Lawrence.
Hi, hello everyone. It's good to be with you today. I'm looking forward to your questions. I'm really excited to answer to your questions also. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
So today's questions are submitted by Sahana and Aashna. There are a few friends who sent us some questions for us to answer. Shall we hear the first question?
How did Adam and Eve's children have children?
Thank you, Aashna, for your question. To repeat the question, how did Adam and Eve's children have children?
It is a very interesting question and very hard to answer as well. In the Bible, we see that first Adam and Eve had two sons. One was Cain and the other one was Abel. And we know the story also, Cain killed Abel. And apart from these two, Adam and Eve also had another son called Seth. So they had technically three sons, I mean. But apart from all three of them, we also hear that two other children were born from the other sources. We also have other Jewish sources, Jewish books, from which that we hear these information. And there we hear that the first daughter was called as Awan, and it is from the book of Jubilees. And her name is also called as Kelima in other books. And the first one is Awan or Kelima, who got married to Cain. And after that, they also had another daughter, and her name was Asura, and she was married to Seth. So they basically married these women, and from them they had children. It's not an easy question to answer. Thank you, Aashna, for your question.
The second question is submitted by Sahana.
Why didn't Jesus write a book in the Bible?
To repeat, why didn't Jesus write a book in the Bible?
There are a few questions that are related to this question, and please allow me to ask these questions, and from there I will answer this question also. One of the other questions that we can ask is, does Jesus know how to read? And we know from Luke chapter 4 that Jesus opened the Isaiah scroll and he read. And second question we can ask is that, did Jesus know how to read Hebrew? And we know that in the time of Jesus they all spoke Aramaic. It was the spoken language of their time. And so the question is, did Jesus know how to read Hebrew? We know that when Jesus opened the scroll and read, it would have been in Hebrew. And so we assume that Jesus knew how to read the Hebrew Bible. And Jesus was a rabbi, and so he was trained in reading and writing. So we also assume that Jesus knew how to write as well. But to answer this question, did Jesus write a book, or why Jesus did not write a book? Jesus was very active in his ministry. We know that he was only doing ministry for about 3 years or 3.5 years. In the book of John, we see that he went to Jerusalem at least 3 times. And all the Jews have to go at least one time to Jerusalem. So Jesus traveled 3 times in the book of John, and we assume that he did ministry for about 3 years, and it was a very short time that he did ministry. He had to bring in a lot of disciples, he had to equip them, and he was very actively doing ministry. And because of his active ministry, he did not write anything, but thankfully his disciples wrote his story and what he did and what he thought, and through which we have the Bible today. Even though Jesus did not write any book, and we know that his words are preserved in the Bible, which is helping us to live a godly life. Thank you very much for the question.
So the third question is again from Sahana.
How come Jesus didn't meet John the Baptist before he went to be baptized when their mothers were so close?
To repeat Sahana's question, how come Jesus didn't meet John the Baptist when he went to be baptized when their mothers were so close?
I think what you're asking is that why John the Baptist did not recognize Jesus when Jesus came to him when he was about to be baptized. And I think it's a very interesting question. The whole idea is that when Bible writers wrote the words there, they did not describe all the events and all the intricacies of the actions that would have happened at the time. If they had to write all the details, and we would have a very, very thick Bible. So they only talked about the essential details which are important for our knowledge of God and for our spirituality. And because of that, they avoided all the other details. And I believe that Jesus recognized John the Baptist, and John the Baptist would have recognized him, and they both would have recognized. But those details are not mentioned in the Bible. One other theory is also there. If you want, I can just share these details also. John the Baptist is said to have studied with the Qumran people. When we say Qumran people, they are Essenes who stay far away from the city. They live in wilderness. They live in a close community. And most probably, John the Baptist was sent there when he was 6 years old. And if he was sent there when he was 6 years old, and if his parents were died already when he was quite young, and there is also a possibility John the Baptist would not have recognized Jesus, would not have known about Jesus much. So we also have the other possibility. I hope this helps.
Thank you. And Sahana, may we have the next question?
How did Noah gather all the species of animals in the world?
To repeat, how did Noah gather all the species of animals in the world?
I think you are asking this question from Genesis chapter 6 verse 19, Sahana. And this verse says, "But of every living thing of all flesh, God is telling to Noah that you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female." So this is the one that you are asking. But if you go to the next verse, it describes little more details. If you notice, it says, "Of the birds after their kind, and of the animals after their kind, of every creeping thing of the ground after its kind, 2 of every kind will come to you to keep them alive." So the idea is that Noah did not have to go and gather all the species of animals and then he had to take them into the ark. And his main thing is that all the animals will come to him and he just has to guide them to the ark. So he did not have to go and bring all the species of these animals into the ark. They came to him and he just guided them into the ark so that he could preserve those species for the 40 days.
Oh, look at the time. We will have to wrap this up now. We will be continuing Sahana's questions in the next video. If you have any questions, please send it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.